Hello, this is a very unconventional setup for me. What time is it? Well, I can't see the time right now, but I think it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm recording this because I can't not talk about it right now. So, okay, yesterday I talked about that guy that I was kind of wanting to use as an emotional crux and as a way of kind of helping me get back what I got out of my relationship with Broski. And he we were messaging in the middle of the night, then he left me undelivered for 8 hours, and I'm with my friend, and we reach out, well, I say we, I mean me, and then she was there like egging me on. So I reach out and I'm like, can I ask you a personal question? And then the question was personal. It was to do with intimacy. And I was like, fuck it, I've literally got nothing to lose. And I tried to get the vibe going, but I just don't think he understood like my perspective fully. So there was like a bit of a roadblock. He was being dry. I'm here trying to push the conversation in a specific angle, but I'm not getting the same response back. And yeah, we talked a tiny bit about like different things that we were into. Um and it seems like some of the core things he likes, I also like. So like we what's the word? We linked up on that, I guess. But there were also some parts of mine where like I'm like I enjoy certain aspects which he doesn't seem to, or vice versa. So like for example, I'm a 0% non-monogamist. Like I'm monogamy to the death, right? And then he's like 63% monogamous or something. So, yeah, it's stuff like that where just it didn't seem like we lined up in every way. Plus the fact that I can be like a bit of a dickhead at times, and I like someone who's able to handle that. Where like if I'm being unnecessarily mean or rude, it's like shut up, let me do this shit. Like not just even in terms of relationships, but in terms of friendships as well. Like my friendships are the kind of friendships where if I'm doing something, um, and it's being done wrong, or like I'm saying something and it upsets someone, like my friends will sit there and they'll like call me out on that shit. So, um, like I was like casually, playfully, like insulting my friends, and calling them like, like playfully calling them like a derogatory term towards women. But it's fine because number one, they know I don't mean it. Um, and number two, I'm not saying it in a mean way. I'm saying it in like the way that someone's like, oh my god, bitches, like hello, and then like you go and you hug each other, right? It was that vibe. I was saying it with that vibe, but it hurt one of my friend's feelings. And she comes up to me and is like, hey, can you just like not use that word, please? Like, I know that you don't mean it in a rude way, but I just don't like him. And I felt bad for it. And I'm gonna stop using that at the very least around her because she has expressed dislike that she doesn't like him. Um, and it's that sort of thing, that complete openness to communication, where I think we would fall apart on, where if I'm being like too much of a dickhead, he, I don't think, would be able to deal with that accordingly because he doesn't seem to be able to deal with it accordingly, which is obviously totally fine, but it doesn't complement what I need in a relationship. Like, I need someone to be able to deal with my dickheadness and just be like, no, shut up. Like, like, which I mean, like, I thought that I could use him as like a filler for the thing that happened with Broski. And I think to some extent I can, especially because I'm making it very clear that I'm not gonna hook up, I'm not gonna do all this shit, and I'm gonna make every single one of my boundaries very, very clear. But I don't know. I don't think us over text can work in the same way Broski and I work over text. Because even just in terms of ways of messaging, Broski was always responsive. Like, if he felt that the conversation was dying a little bit, he wouldn't let it die. He'd, like, say something, even if it was something small, that he knew that I would, like, probably enjoy, and he would keep the conversation going. Which didn't really happen with this guy. So, just different personalities. Um, but yeah, I think that I kind of wanna maybe try like a flirtationship with him where we're friends, but we can kind of indulge in that aspect of relationships a little bit without going too far down the deep end because I can't go too far down the deep end. And I'm making that very, very clear to him. I'm being like, are you still okay with this despite me not being able to go far? And he's like, yep. So, yeah, it's it's kind of, it feels a bit unsafe, low key, but I don't know. He's not responded to me in a while, which is fine. It's literally the middle of the night. But yeah, I wanted to talk about it because I think it's hard to capture the quote unquote magic that Broski and I had if you don't line up in a lot of areas. And and I think the fundamental, honestly, I think the fundamental problem with him is that he doesn't want long term. And that's obviously not a him problem, it's just a him preference. But I think it becomes a problem for me, which I didn't recognize was necessarily a problem, where like with Broski I was a lot more comfortable saying like, pet names and stuff like that because I knew that at the very least, to some extent, we both meant it. Like, when we talked briefly about, like, marriage or moving in and shit like that, that's very serious stuff, but there's a possibility that that can happen, and we both meant it. At least in the moment. I don't know how he's feeling right now, but that's the kind of thing that I'm missing from him. And that's why I don't think I can capture the same essence I did with Broski. And I think I need to stop searching for that same essence exactly and just find it in another medium, which I might be able to get from where the essence with Broski was captured in text. The essence with this guy might be able to be captured in real life. It's very weird. I'll obviously sleep on it, and I'll probably have to come back tomorrow with more thoughts about everything, because I'm assuming he'll have messaged me again by that point, and will have tried at least to figure something out. I feel like I should go to bed. The audio is probably so messed up on this video, but it's because I'm not doing it on my fucking desk. Like, I literally don't think I could have gone to bed if I didn't talk about this. Just because it's kind of on my mind. Because again, I'm realizing more and more things about myself. And it's like puzzle pieces are slowly starting to fit together with each new experience. And I'm crossing off people who I suspected were going to be crossed off. But now I know for sure that those people are people that I can engage in a relationship or even a mock relationship dynamic with. But yeah, just wanted to say that. Okay, bye bye.